And I'm very happy to present the last but not least speaker with a totally different and very local profile. Ulrich Möbius was born here in Halle, specifically in Silberhohe, an 80s prefabricated housing estate. His childhood included attending a Russian school and participating in a young congregation of the Protestant Church, which served as the only free space in the GDR. At the age of 13, Ulrich took to the streets on October 13, 1989, marking his first experience of self-determination, a significant moment that he both used and enjoyed during the freedom of the reunification period of his youth. He was actively involved in the student council, contributed to the school newspaper, enjoyed partying, and helped organize the first events of that era. He often avoided Neustadt, demonstrated against neo-Nazis with a fist in his pocket, and sometimes fled from confrontations. He served as a counselor at youth camps throughout Europe and participated in Thais meetings. He organized his first concerts and held his own festival in 1996. In 1997, he co-founded the first youth cultural association. When he called for the founding at Peissnitzhaus in April 2003, he could never have anticipated that the house would become his second home for 21 years, 15 of which he spent working there full-time. Ulrich, the floor and 10 minutes.
Yeah, you see, Vita writing is not my main topic, so so maybe that's why it's a little bit different. I like to try it also with this handshake. I like it. So yeah, cool. It works. So I bring some pictures, and I start with some pictures from cultural events. Why? Because this is the place where I'm actually working. We heard it. It's about Preissnitzhaus. It's a house here in the city where we renovate and reuse for cultural and educational stuff. But today it's not about this house, but it's also about this kind of living, because this is this is having party, this is having life, this enjoying life, and the thing is, this hedonist lifestyle is a lifestyle who help us lighten our daily routines. And for me, it's really important to have this. Oh, don't go to here. And it's really important to have such places. I love these places. Maybe you remember sometimes when you go to such places that you feel the creativity in the air. It's sprinkle. So some more pictures. Yeah, for youth and elders, cultural events. This is the house in the background. This is the house in the night, not every night, but on special events. Yeah, and but today we're speaking about another place, and this place I have to show you because it's in Halle-Neustadt, because it's all about Halle-Neustadt, and so we come at the end, we come back to Halle-Neustadt. So this is Halle-Neustadt, and we speak about this area, this small area in the northeast. And you see, it's a kind of, it looks a little bit into the center city, it looks a bit to the south. Here we have the area where we have family houses. We have here the area where we have the university, not the whole university, but the parts of science. It's all science, but nature science. And we have the old city here. We have here we have a lot of people studying creative stuff. So we have the Borg University is here and here, and it's important because this area will have a future, and this future has to do with all these people living around this area. So next, yeah, we are nearby. See next. Yeah, there it is. So what we see is the is the area was formerly used or built by the GDR for the Secret Service. So it's the second largest area for Secret Service in the GDR, or was, obviously. And it's built in the end of the 60s, beginning of the 70s. And next. So these buildings you see in yellow colored are buildings now owned by not by the government, not by the city government, but by the regional government. And they like to sell it because they don't have any use for them anymore. And for me it's important, we always, spoke a lot about continuities. And for me it's important to start with continuity. So I don't like to do a project for 1 year. I like to do something who stays, maybe not forever, but for a long term. And so the first thing to do is to take this property and bring it in a construction where it left the market. So that's why our goal at first is to found an NGO or a kind of organization, co-op, yeah, and to buy this property from the regional government. Yeah, there it is. So the interesting part is, even it looks maybe typical for GDR buildings of this time, it's not really typical. It was a special building. It's only this one cost 13 million GDR marks. It was quite expensive. So they took a lot of effort, only the best for the Secret Service. So yeah, it's the backside. It's a second building. It's built a little bit later. What was built is this is the area around, and all this area is under heritage protection since 3 or 4 years. All the area. So even the garage, the doors, and even this, it's under heritage protection. So the special thing is that's not a picture from this house, but the special thing is it's not built in a classical way in this time. It's a skeleton build. So the good thing is you can change inside. You can change a lot. So here's some pictures from inside. The funny thing is, after the wall breaks and the Secret Service of GDR was gone, it was reused for some years for the university and afterwards for the tax office. And so we say from the tax office to the community office. So it's the new name for the area is Gemeinschaftsamt. It's a little bit like community office. Yeah, you see a lot of space, a lot of rooms, and they use it temporarily for 3 years ago, not the whole building, but the social buildings. They use it for a festival, here for New Media Festival. Yeah, and this year, in February of this year, we started to collect people to reach the goal I already told you, to find an organization to get this area. So we have about 20,000 square meters to fill, and it's listen, a little bit crazy, but we also speak about escalations. So not only thinking about small things, also thinking about bigger things, and I'm always inspired by other places, and that's why I show you these pictures, because these are pictures from a conference from Trans-Europol. Someone knows Trans-Europol? No? It's an European organization for places, for cultural spaces, and the members are from 20 square meters to 80,000 square meters. So we have a wide range of members, and they're meeting once a year. And this was a meeting in Dresden, in Zentralwerk. And this is a place where really inspired me. And this is another place that inspired me. Maybe some know it. It's in Bratislava. And they have 12,000 square meters, and it's not the same building, but some similarities, and they also use it for creativity users. So there's a lot of ateliers and rooms for music groups and rooms for theater groups and also other creators, and that's what's will coming to the community office too. So we have these users coming from the inner city. We have these users coming from Halle-Neustadt. So there's a lot of, we already heard it, there's a lot of people who are new in Germany, living in Halle-Neustadt, and what they need open spaces. They need spaces that are not defined. And it's not easy in Halle-Neustadt, because Halle-Neustadt is this type of city, we already heard it, who was planned on a table with white cubes. And so there's no so many room for thinking new, empty room for saying, oh, I like to try this. I like to find new ways of economy. I like to find new ways of social interaction. But this house, I already shown you, there's enough space for this. And the other users are these users coming from the north of this area, so called Heide Süd. It's crazy. And there are these people who are like to invent things, who like to build things, and they're coming together with these creative people in this house. And so we have different users coming together, and that's why we say community office or Gemeinschaftsamt, because they are coming together and building a new Gemeinschaft. Is this the last one? No. I think there are some more. No? Okay. Then I forgot the other ones. It's no problem because I'm already done. So anyway, this is the goal, and we obviously you see we are already in the starting point. So it's I don't have fancy presentations, but the thing is that I see many things we already talked the last 2 days. I think we can realize there, and that's why it was my goal to present this idea to you. Thanks.